Hello, professional programs and human services folks. My name is Calantha Tillotson. I am your librarian, and today I kind of want to walk you through how to search for particular tests or measurements or assessments through the EBSCO Mental Measurements Yearbook. That's kind of your best resource. So there's a couple of ways that you can actually get to it. You can either search through the A to Z databases. So if we click on A to Z and we click on M, and we scroll down, Mental Measurements Yearbook with tests and print will be right there. Another avenue would be if you have a particular course that I am present in. If you click on course resources, professional programs and human services, and then, for example, appraisal and assessment. And then search, and I will have Mental Measurements Yearbook with tests and print right there. So it's whatever works best for you. Once you get in there, there's a couple of different ways that you can search for it. So say, for example, you don't have a particular test in mind, but you need to find one in order to assess, and you're interested in a category. If you don't know which category, if you're starting kind of blind, you can come down here to test category and kind of scroll through. And that's probably the easiest way. So for example, if we wanted to search for something in alcohol and substance use, for example, we could click on that, and without doing anything else, we can just go ahead and click search, and that will bring up everything that they have in Mental Measurements Yearbooks on that particular category. Now, if that is too much for you, and you also maybe want to say, oh, I only want to be really looking at adolescents, or I only want to be looking at, I don't know, something with a particular score, a 3 or a 2, you know, that's entirely up to you. You can go ahead and do it that way as well. Let's say you actually have a particular one in mind. So for example, the one that I've been doing recently to kind of test in mental measurements is the SUDS-5, so Substance Use Disorder Diagnostic Schedule 5. So most tests, instead of having to do the entire title, although you can certainly do that, you can honestly just go by the particular acronym. So for example, in this case, we have SUDS-5. And we could come down here and say acronym, click search, and AA, that's the one that we're looking for. Once you find one that you would like to use, I recommend clicking on the title first instead of HTML full text. What will happen is this will give you all the information you need to actually do a full analysis. So for example, this is in the same area, alcohol and substance use that we were searching earlier. We have populations. This is going to be really important, especially if you're looking to only be testing, if you're doing like an educational scale or something, and you're only testing children from 3 to 5 or something like that, you're really going to want to be more specific. But in this case, it's just adults overall. It also tells you the scores that are going to be used, and it will tell you how long it takes, which can be very important. The other thing before you want to jump in is if you actually have to get to the point where you are administering this test, you might want to remember that the library, because of copyright, doesn't actually have full tests for you to use. I mean, obviously that would depend. Perhaps I can do some deeper digging if it's a more like freely available test. But for most of these, the copyright is very protective. So in that case, you're going to want to look at the price. So in 2015, if I just wanted to do one test, that would be $20. And then up here, it gives you the publisher. So mostly down here in like the description, it'll tell you where you can go to actually purchase the test, but that's generally going to be the publisher information and the price. So if I do recommend that if you want to do the SUDS-5, you would need to click on changecompanies.net that says that's the publisher and look to order that particular test for yourself. And then if you go to HTML full text, this is where you will get all the information you need for administering, but then also a review. So as you see right here, there's a review of this particular test by Sandra Lau. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she's a professor at the University of North Alabama. So it's not just the information, it also gives you the full review that you can use for your if you're using this for a particular paper and or if you are just doing this for your own research. Either way, it's good to know that this has actually been reviewed. Okay, the last thing is you're going to want to make sure you cite this if you do actually use this in a paper. To do that, you click over here on Cite, and you scroll down a little bit and make sure it's still APA. Where'd we go? And then this is what you can copy and paste into your references page. And obviously, if you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. If you're in a particular class, the easy way to do that is to go to the course resources page, and there's my face, and here's all the different ways that you can contact me. So yes, if you have any other questions about a particular test and or how to access it, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful semester, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.